Hello. So for assignment number 2, after watching the video, there are a few questions we have to answer. The first one, identify 3 or more language devices used by the speaker, quote and label them and explain how they make his speech clear, vivid, and appropriate. So he used repetition when he said, um, open quotation, just a little understanding, just a little sensitivity, just a little open-mindedness, just a little empathy. His main point that modest deeds of compassion can have a significant impact on the world is emphasized by this repetition. It also helps the audience recall his remarks long after the speech is over and reaffirms the main idea. The second one I'm gonna say is imagery. When he was explaining, as I stepped aboard the Boeing 747 in front, I knew my life had changed forever. The audience this way is able to empathize with him and experience his anxiety and hope thanks to the rich visual description, which enables listeners to visualize him departing his native land. We move on to contrast, which is juxtaposition. When he says, when the speaker says complete despair for one young boy in Bosnia and remarkable hope for another young boy here at Richmond. So when he's contrasting his despair and hope, he highlights the difference, like the difference empathy and understanding can make, and leaving a strong emotional impact to the audience. The last one is anaphora. When he says, my country was different, my culture was different, my experiences were different, my background was different, my language was different, my accent was different. So, this sensation of loneliness and uniqueness he experienced as an international student is reinforced by this repetition, and it also creates a rhythm. For number 2, what is the language device that the speaker uses most often? Quote phrases that are examples of this major linguistic device. So, the device that he used was repetition. He repeats phrases and sentences patterns throughout the speech to emphasize unity and human connection. When he said just a little understanding, just a little sensitivity, just a little open-mindedness, just a little empathy. When he talks about different countries, different cultures, and different continents. So his main points are reinforced by repetition, which produces like a lyrical kind of cadence throughout his speech. How does the language device affect his message and ultimate success of his speech? So repetition in this case reinforces his message that he's trying to give in his speech. Small acts of understanding can bridge massive cultural divides. It also gives this emotional impact and memorability of his message. So as a listener, you're encouraged to absorb his like demand for empathy and global awareness by repeated lines cadence, like he was saying before. Um, his personal narrative is transformed by the gadget into a worldwide message that speaks to everyone in attendance. Number 4, what is the audience-centered language? Did he use that in his speech? So the audience-centered language is when a speaker tailors their words, examples, and tone to connect with the specific audience, considering their values, experiences, and emotions. So yes, Shinoy used audience-centered language effectively because he referred directly to the University of Richmond community, and he's sharing experiences with American traditions like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and he relates to other graduates, sorry. So which also makes the audience feel included and proud of their role in his journey. Number 5, what does the text say about using language appropriately in speeches? So appropriate language should match the occasion, the audience, the topic, and the speaker. It must be respectful, accurate, and suitable for the setting. Shinoy maintains a respectful and uplifting tone, fitting for a graduation ceremony, while addressing complex issues like cultural conflict and sensitivity and hope. Number 6, why is it important to use inclusive language in speeches? What 4 usages of inclusive language have become so widely accepted that no speaker can afford to ignore them? The importance of inclusive language, it makes everyone feel that they're respected and represented. And at the same time, it avoids bias, stereotypes, or exclusion based on gender, race, culture, or ability. Inclusive language builds connection and credibility with the audience. And 4 usages are avoiding gender terms, using language that respects all racial, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds, including people with disabilities through person first language, and avoiding language that implies superiority or inferiority among groups. Number 7, what language device do you plan to use in your speech? In my speech, I plan to use like like Shinoy used in his speech, repetition to emphasize key ideas and make them memorable, imagery to help my audience visualize what I'm describing, stories and examples to make abstract ideas relatable, contrast to highlight differences in outcomes or perspectives for emotional effect. And the last question here, what are the takeaways after watching this video? It actually taught me the power of storytelling and emotional connection in public speaking. Shinoy's humility, honesty, and vivid language made his message about empathy and cultural understanding, and which caught our attention from the beginning. The second he started talking about how he got off the plane, how he got on the plane, he's moving to a different country. And just simple phrases repeated with sincerity can leave an impact. Thank you.